Not that you mentioned it though, incompetence. Like that's what it is with Manchester United. Because the fact that we signed Ralph as interim, and then it was
and he was meant to go upstairs.
The role. Why was that not sorted out in the initial negotiations? You're coming in for 6 months, then you're
but it was though. But this is the thing. It was though flawless, and that's what I'm saying. This just shows the incompetence of Murtough even more. Why a man giving Murtough credit for doing all this so-called madness? He brought in Ralph. And it's proven to be a bad decision because you brought in Ralph in interim. Yeah, it didn't improve us, but it wasn't meant to improve us. He exposed the frauds, and then he was supposed to rebuild, and then you haven't given him a chance to rebuild. So it shows, that your belly's soft, bro. That's what it shows. It shows, that you made a decision and you weren't man enough to see it through. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to. He wasn't man enough to see the decision to bring Ralph through. Like he let Ralph do the first bit, then didn't let him do the second bit because his belly went. Because he's probably under pressure from the people above saying they don't want to spend money. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's pressure from the board saying, what do you mean open heart surgery? Like we're only looking to spend X, Y, Z. These men know that they're going to lose money on Pogba, lose money on Lingard because they're gone for free, lose money on Matic. They're losing money on all these players. And because they're not generating money from sales, they're probably saying, yo, we only want to spend a certain amount. So we can't bring in 8 players.
Yeah, and that's when I say on the consultancy role is that deal should have been signed and done, but at that time, like initially, there should have even been a conversation for it to be negotiated. Like same way you'd loan out a player, you buy a player and then loan him back, and then he comes back to you 6 months later. That's what should have happened with Ralph. It should have been right. You're in for interim, then despite who the manager is, this is your role. This is the outline. This is everything that is going on. You will work with whoever that new manager is. Because at that time, again, back to our incompetence, we didn't know it was going to be Ten Hag. We had no clue. We were legit just winging it. This is why I don't even really get onto the board, because they're just not good enough. I don't think it's on purpose. They're just not good enough at their job, and they proved this time and time again. Look at the football club.
But they're trying to fool everyone else.
You went and got one of the best guys to rebuild and never gave him the job to rebuild. What is going on? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? You signed the best striker in the world and put him on the wing. What is happening? And then complain that he didn't perform.
I definitely blame it on that flawless. You're absolutely right. But I also blame it on the external influences, bro. I.e., people in the media, ex-players, pundits. Like, they were talking so much. Like, people, especially when Rangnick first came in, it's like people didn't want to see beyond the coaching. It was always, he's not a good coach. He can't get players to follow simple instructions. His system's not working. The counter pressing's not working. The gegenpress is not working. Bro, like, too many people were chatting, because if this was someone else, nobody would have said nothing. And you've got Liverpool pundits coming out saying we should sign Gareth Southgate now.
Gary, that Murphy.
We know what that is, fam, man. You know what I'm saying?
The man wants to be forever, though. That's the thing, though. The man
Could you imagine?
It's not even that. That's what
all the Man United pundits would have followed suit with that nonsensical take, Bro, we could have ended up with someone like Southgate. Thank God we got Erik ten Hag early. It was done early. He came in, said what he had to say, and now he's getting started with a job. But, bro, as soon as we get one bad result, everybody's going to be on it. And it's going to be like, it's the end of the world. You see, we should have gotten Poch, or this, that, and the other. So the external influences play a very, very, very big part, bro. And we need to, I don't know how we're going to do it, but these external influences and voices have to somehow be silenced, because
you know what it is, Aaron?
It's affecting the way Man United run the club now. Bro, like this. Do you think it's a coincidence? Rio comes out and says Ralph talks too much. 2 months later, he's gone.
Yeah, well, there you go. My thing is, I think there's time, but what's time's worth, like, when you don't use it, though, innit? You know what I mean? Like, we've got time, but we're not using that time. You know what one's there, like.
Are you going off philosophical? I mean,
no, I'm just saying, though, innit? Like,
let's go, fam.
You're not using the time.
I like this, man.
Like, I'm not seeing no kind of like planning. There's no, like, nobody knows what kind of signing we're actually getting. A man hearing, what's that Vitinha guy? He's a box to box. Well, we don't need no box to box right now, man. We need a holding midfielder, we need a deep line playmaker, and that's that. Forget all this box to box nonsense when you haven't got the anchor there. You haven't got something that can solidify that little bit right there. Forget everything else. Like, but they're not understanding that, and that comes down to having a sporting director. You know what I mean? To understand and know, you know what? We need this. And for me, does Murtough strike you as a person who would understand that. No, but Ralph Rangnick would, because he's seen the team as well. It's not as if Ralph Rangnick hasn't, like, you know, he's seen it from above and whatnot. He's seen it up and close.
This is comment. Look at the comment.
Yo, listen, chill, man. This real black guy, man.
That's A1. That's A1.
Yo, well, I'm telling you, man, man are just wasting their time, innit? And that's a problem. And that's where, for me, I don't understand it, innit? And apparently tonight, Barcelona, I've got that meeting in it or something like that. So
yeah, apparently it's live on YouTube.
Bye, De Jong.
Right, it's live on YouTube. It's on their YouTube account. They're trying to monetize on that. They're trying to raise some peas. Shut up, Barca, and that. Man, drop a super chat. You know what I'm saying?
Anything. The game's the game, man. The game's the game.
Man said seduce.
No, that's a bit mad. But even someone in the chat said 75% of them pundits never even knew who Ralph was. And you know what's funny, yeah? Like, these man, every time they ask man questions about people, they're like, oh, well, I know him. And that's where the bias comes from. You know the bullshit. The fact that they didn't know Ralph meant it was open season to slander from the very, very beginning. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, these men weren't there to they weren't there to be understanding.
Which is why they're probably gonna do the same with Ten Hag. And this is one thing I don't like about, you know, the English pundits in general. It's all about, like Rand said, yeah, but I know him. Yeah, but he's not that type of guy. Yeah, but I played with him. Or, yeah, I coached with him, or I worked with him before. It's always about who you know, so that they can try and protect that particular person to the best of their abilities. This is why Oli was in a job for 3 years, bro, people. This is why Oli managed to stay in the job for 3 years. If Oli was someone else that they didn't know, trust me, if this was Berbatov, he would have been gone.
Yeah, man.
Gone.
It's a brethren thing, Aaron. Like you said, like, oh, what type of guy he is. Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? And now you trying to seduce players. What are we talking about? About the type of guy he is. What's his skill set? What's his quality? Like, what did that? I didn't watch the full clip. Sorry to cut you off. What has Southgate got on his CV that makes him good enough and qualified for the Manchester United job?
That's all it is.
Like, what has he done? Like, somebody please tell me if getting England to a Euro finals or a semi-finals of a World Cup is good enough to be England manager. Because if that's the case, it's open season then. If we go look, why we go get Mancini then? He won the Euros. Why not?
And there's someone in the comments, as soon as was calling Ralph that Rangnick guy. Yeah, I remember that guy's called. I can't remember what game it was, but he called him that Rangnick guy. Do you know what I mean? It's the disrespect that English pundits come with, like they've conquered football, when in reality England in general, the national team, first of all, hasn't won anything since '66.
Bruv, and Scotland even worse, bruv. Souness can't talk.
There's this come with, like, they know football. They don't know football. You know the Premier League. You don't know anything else, which is why every time a player comes in from abroad and they don't know the player, they've never seen the game, they've never seen even a highlight reel or anything. What's the first thing they come with? Yeah, but this is the Premier League. He's gonna have to adapt. He's injury prone. These are little things that they just throw out if they don't know anything about the player. Instead of just being honest and saying, listen, I don't know anything about the player, but I would like to see what he does in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? The only time they do that is when their favorite team buys someone. See, with this Núñez guy, I'm hearing stuff from people like, yeah, but he's people saying he's gonna outscore Haaland and stuff like that. When in reality, you haven't watched him play. I heard someone say, and obviously I like the guy, but I heard someone say that, I was at Anfield when he came, and this is the best performance I've seen from a player playing against Liverpool in the Champions League. And I'm like, that one performance, it might have been a good day for him. He bagged twice. Do you know what I mean? It was just a good day for him, innit? And based on that, you think this guy's it's going to be the best things in sliced bread. It's just, there's this incredible bias, man. And
it's too many. It's too many. You got that word is key right there. You said it there, fam. Too many biases. And if more pundits was open about their biases, we don't understand. If they was like, right, I'm a Liverpool guy, so of course I'm going to be biased towards Núñez. If man started the sentence with that, everything you then say after that makes sense. It's the same with Oli and that. It's the exact same. He's my friend, so I find it tough to criticize him. Then it would make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you own a League One, League Two club. You think this guy's good enough for Manchester United. He got sacked and you didn't hire him for your club. Hire him for Salford, didn't it?
Bro,
you guys
they never did, Joe. Never did.
I'm just reading through the comments as well, yeah, bro. Like, do you know how many Liverpool fans don't want Núñez, fam?
Yeah,
because they know football.
James didn't want him at first.
James, bro, I've seen your video with James.
Yeah.
Bro. He said he's skeptical. Bare Liverpool fans that know their football said they're skeptical because if you honestly think, like, bro, in your right mind, if you honestly think that Nunes is going to be able to replace someone like a Mane, who has been your best player for the last 2-3 seasons, you're smoking crack, bro. There's no way this guy is going to replace even half of what Mane done for Liverpool. No way, bro. No way. They're just following the media hype at this point. They're just following the media hype, and the media already, they're trying to do the Nunes Haaland thing already. Do you know what I mean?
100 M's in it, because they're trying to play up this City Liverpool rivalry. So they're going to do that as well.
A lot of people in this country, this ties back to what Rants was saying the other day on his stream. A lot of people in this country just haven't got a damn clue, bro. This country, in terms of football, they don't have a clue, bro. They don't know what's going on. They see a good player, they get hyped. That's it. They see something they've never seen before, hype. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in other countries, bro, this is why you heard people like Guardiola say, yeah, but why are you not hyping Foden up, bro? In Spain, we've got 1 million of those.
Oh, Wilshere,
yeah.
We got 1 million of those. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people in this country just don't watch enough football.
They don't, fam. And you see the arrogance of that with the national football teams. And then when England underperform, people are shocked.